Oftentimes when I see EDC videos, they're usually solution videos. I have a problem or I had a problem. Here's the solution, and this solution maybe will work for you. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm just going to talk about a dilemma that I'm having. And maybe one of you guys will have a solution. Or maybe you'll appreciate hearing somebody else having a similar problem. So, this is the basic stuff that I want in my pocket. I have my index cards and my phone. I don't include that here. I also don't include my keys here because my keys can latch on to anything. They're not a problem. But this stuff, containing this stuff into a small package that I can take with me on any occasion. And what I mean by any occasion is if I'm wearing jeans, then I have belt loops and I have a belt available to me. I have a front pocket, I have a back pocket. But if I'm wearing sweats or I'm wearing joggers or I'm wearing shorts, that might not be available to me. The belt loop's not going to be there. Some shorts have belt loops, but most shorts that I have don't. So I need something that can fit into a pocket of those or latch onto that kind of pant, but not pull them down. So that means containing it to this much stuff and not getting a bigger package, which I'm going to end up filling with more stuff, which will pull my pants down. So here's the solution I've been using so far. You guys have seen this little pouch before. This is the Rough Enough. I think in the last video I accidentally called it Tough Enough. The Rough Enough. Rough. I guess it's called a coin purse. Man's coin purse. This is one of the items that on Amazon, the title is about a paragraph long because they try to squeeze it in as many keywords as they can. I call this the coin purse wallet, I guess, or mini pouch. This thing's great. The cordura on it is rough but also soft. You know, it's not stiff. The zippers are great. Everything here fits in here. For example, what I love about this is the outside pocket. I can put the Lactaid, the quarters, things that I don't want to dig through the bag for if I need them, and put them out there. That's great. But this zipper does sometimes tend to open, which is one of the reasons I don't put cards and money out there. So I had this little Night Eyes S carabiner, and when I would close it, I would just hook that in there. And that was a nice solution. As far as this one never opened accidentally on me, but you do have this little thing here, so you can taxi the knot under there, and it keeps it nice and tight. The other great thing about this is you got some separation down there, so you can put the cards here. You can put the Band-Aids and stuff here, and then all the other stuff will fit here. It's even got, I added this Night Eyes carabiner as well. It doesn't come with that, but this is for keys. It came with a normal key ring, so you could put keys on there. Unfortunately, the way that this packs out with all that stuff in there, if the keys were attached, they had to be outside because there wasn't room enough inside. So why am I not still using this if I love this little pack and everything fits in there? Well, it's not ideal. One of the reasons it's not ideal is this. This fits in there. As you can see, it fits. But check that out. Can you see that I'm into the zipper? So the only way that these fit in a useful way, by the way, is to stack them like this. You know, items like this, items like that, you put them in like this. Otherwise, this fills up faster and you end up with a lot of wasted space. So I stack them in like this, but then, whoops, that's not the zipper. There's this problem. And every time I close it, I gotta fight to get over that. And then getting it out sometimes is a pain. So that becomes a problem. In addition, as you can see, that fills all the way to there. So the other items come to about here. So there's really not any extra space, which means when I have this, I have nowhere to put it except externally. And I don't like having these external because when I first got this particular remote, I went into In-N-Out Burger and I came out and I discovered that all of my windows were rolled down because I had accidentally pushed whatever magical combination of buttons makes that happen. So I like to have this inside. So that's a problem. I can't fit that in here. It doesn't fit in here with other stuff in there. And there's also this. Sometimes I have my AirPods Pro. Those aren't going to fit in here either. So first thing I did is I said, wow, I love this pouch. What if they made one that was just this much bigger and this much taller? They don't. The next one up is a lot bigger, which once again, the problem is when you start to upsize your bag too much, you don't stick with the stuff you have. Suddenly you start putting more and more stuff because why not? You have the space. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Other things that I would love to every once in a while have in there, or maybe all the time have in there. Yeah, a little measuring tape. Believe it or not, I use that thing all the time. And this is it's a handkerchief, but it's like a microfiber handkerchief that dries out really quickly. Really useful in August in Texas. I don't have room for that either. So now all of a sudden I have this mess. These represent my credit cards. So I started looking around. I know I have a bunch of little stuff laying around. What else could I use? What about this Lockbee? This has been featured in a video before. What about this? First thing I did was, I know there's only one place that this is going to go. Will this fit in here? Surprisingly, it does. Not easily. You got to turn it the other way, actually, because the corkscrew gets in the way. It fits. But look at, it's already starting to disform or deform the shape of this thing. Look at that. See that bulge you got inside now, right? And when you have flat, tight pockets and then that's bulging into the space already, these become less useful. This thing is built beautifully. They call this a wax canvas. It doesn't really feel waxed. It just feels like canvas. Maybe you have to buy the wax. But this ripstop material is great. It's nice and thin. And the thing that I love about this thing is it fits perfectly into the back pocket. You can't overfill it. But the problem with using it the way I want to use it, or I'm trying to use it in this case, is you see that? Rigid. I don't know if it's plastic or cardboard. I have a feeling it's plastic. But each side actually has a backstop in it. So there's actually a spine in there. So you can only bulge so much. So that means when I stuffed all this stuff in there, actually not the AirPods, that didn't fit either, and those didn't fit. Just this stuff, the same stuff that fit in that little pouch. This thing got really weird looking. I mean, it was like all over the place, and because that hard sheet is in there, it doesn't lump in a normal way, so it just looked weird, and then it actually didn't fit in a pocket anymore. So that kind of took one of the advantages away. Now, to be fair, that's not what this Lockbee is built for. This is really built to hold a notebook and some cards and maybe some receipts. This is as big as this is meant to get. And the other problem I still had was I couldn't get this in every once in a while, this in every once in a while. I couldn't add this. I couldn't add this. So then I started thinking, well, of course, we always have something like this. Now this I already have filled out. This is already kitted out with a backup or a secondary kit. But let's take a look at that. Let's get this out of the way. These are great little pouches. I prefer the VanQuest to the Maxpedition because I like the folded over handle. It looks nicer and it's actually nicer to use. I don't know why Maxpedition just leaves theirs the unfolded strap. It's just kind of a pain. I like the idea of this pocket over mesh, but in all honesty, if you put anything inside any of these, this pocket's useful or useless in both of them, whether it's mesh or not. You're not going to put anything in there except for maybe an alcohol prep pad or maybe cash. You're not going to put anything in there. It becomes a useless pocket. What they should really do is put some kind of pocket that zips out, that accordions out, so you can put something in and then close it back in, and something that has some flexibility to it so it can bulge a little. But these are great pouches. I also like the Molly. The stitching on the right here on the Maxpedition is better. You have the box stitching with the X through it. The debate about the inside, it depends, as far as these are staggered differently so that the tools nest inside of each other differently when you fold it over. But these are only one layer. The Maxpedition has a double layer, which means you can stack stuff like this and then a bigger thing behind. And I don't mean in the pocket. There's just two elastic straps here overlapping each other. Either way, neither of them are going to work for this stuff for me. The reason for that is, number one, the pouch is bigger. So I'm facing the problem of, well, now I have space. What am I going to add to it? And when you look at the stuff I have, these are things, this representing my credit cards and my cash. These are things I'm going to want to grab and I want to have quick access to. Where's the spot for that? Where's the natural spot for that? Well, there's really only two places you could put it, here or here. But you don't want these free floating back there because, number one, you're going to add stuff there. So now you're going to be rifling through it to pull this stuff out. So then you're going to have to put them in a wallet. And now you're adding thickness for something you don't need. So there's a problem. What about all this? Where's a convenient place to put those where I don't have to rifle through them all? There's one. This stuff will do fine because I got the elastic for the most part. They do pretty good in there. This fits okay where this lighter is. It's not the best spot for it. It doesn't really fit anywhere else comfortably. Quarters, might as well not carry them, because if you drop them down there, you have to empty your whole bag to get them out. And to be fair as well, that's not what these kind of sacks are made for. These aren't really made, they call them pocket organizers and so forth. They're not made for pocket organizers / wallet, which is in this case, what we're dealing with. So of course it doesn't do it well. It does give me a place to put that. I could probably squeeze this in, but I don't think so. It's a little tight. This I can squeeze in. I have squeezed in before. This could be slipped back there. So it almost seems to do some of the stuff. It just, the most important things that you're going to use the most frequently in this situation, or at least I'm going to use the most frequently, become difficult, if not almost unusable. So this kind of thing is out. And I spent hours and hours on Amazon, on Etsy, on YouTube, looking at every EDC pouch, every single one that I could find. And I never found anything that fit, that was close. Here's what it is. I need something that's close to this size. Like I said, I don't want anything bigger. I need something that I can attach to a carabiner, because a carabiner will allow me to hook it up to jeans or put it in a jeans pocket because of the size. Or if I'm wearing elastic waist pants, I can just hook this over the edge of the pants. This doesn't come with a carabiner, but I was able to add one because of these here. So at very least, whatever the pouch has should have these. Now there are a couple pouches that might work, but they're those kind of pouches that, to be honest, I think it's kind of annoying and pretentious. They're these pouches that are pretty overpriced, and you can only order them when they're available, which is like once or twice every several months, and they sell out the same day. I'm not going to go through that process to get a freaking pouch to put my everyday carry in. And they're overpriced. So I needed something else. And I'm going to show you something that almost worked. Like I said, this is a dilemma video. I don't have a solution here, but I'm going to show you something that almost works, that will make you laugh, probably, and will surprise you. This works really well. Now check this out. First of all, this is smaller, but because of the dimensionality we have here, everything fits in here. Well, not everything, but almost everything. Why is it funny? This is for poop bags for dogs. This is a bag to carry poop bags for dogs. This one was made by One Tigress. It's the nice Cordura. I don't have a need for that. I've got Molly. I even have a belt hoop. And I've got a carabiner. And it's small and it's compact. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a look at how this stuff fits. Cavernous. Look at that. That big old knife just disappears in there. This is deceptively large. I'll just throw that in there. Just throw those in there. Let's put our cards and our cash up against the wall so we can find them easy. We could take these Lactaid and these Band-Aids, put them against the other wall so that they're found easy. The pencil, I'm gonna put the pencil in there. The pencil I probably wouldn't put inside because I would probably clip this to myself. Let's leave that out for now. I was hoping that whatever pouch I got, the reason I included this, I was hoping that there would be kind of some slip on the outside for quick access for a pencil. So that's not going to work here. I don't want to have to dig through the bag for a pencil. Oh, this rolled away. This is for my medicine. I can put that maybe over here so I can see it. I got this roll of toothpicks, zip ties, safety pin, twist tie, and I think there's a paper clip in there as well. And they're held together with a Ranger band. All convenient stuff. Now, the quarters will go in there, obviously, but they're going to be still a little difficult to get to. But I don't use quarters that often, but check that out. Hey, look, I still have room. Let's see. If I need to take this, could I? A little snug, but it fits. That doesn't fit. That's okay. I don't know that I always have these two things together at the same time. Could they fit on their own? Yeah, I could probably squeeze that. I'm not going to do it right now. This obviously would fit. So if I wanted to have that with me all the time and just accept that those aren't going to go, I could do that. This might have to go in a different pocket. But dog poop bag dispenser. It's going to hang from the pants just like that. Very nice and handy. Now, the only thing about the belt hoop here, this is obviously built for dog poop bags, as I said. So you'd have this attached to your belt. Here's your hip. You're just pulling bags out of here. But if this is full of the stuff that I have it now, you probably don't want it attached to your belt because you don't want to open this and have everything come out that way. So this would probably almost always be a carabiner or at least thrown into a pocket. It's pretty bulky for a pocket, but I mean, it's not that big. It's an almost perfect solution. You could probably find something similar to this, maybe a same size, but something not made by One Tigress that has a carabiner on the end, or at least the loop where you can add a carabiner and doesn't have these since they won't be used. And you regain a little bit of that space there. But this still does present a problem. It's a near perfect solution, but it's still, you still have to be careful when you open it because the avalanche of stuff. All right, I'm somewhere, I need Lactaid. Pretty quick access. I need my cards and my cash. Pretty quick access. A little bit harder to put it back. Quarters. Yeah, accessible. Medicine. This is backup medicine in case I forget it. That gets a little bit lost. There's a solution to that too. I mean, you could tie this to something if I really wanted. all this stuff. But say I'm somewhere and I need my knife. Now I've got to unpack. Same with the lip balm. So that's a bit of a problem. One of the advantages of a bag like this, you have a lot of zip pouches that are just like one big thing that you can dump stuff in, is that they do fit more stuff in a more compact package. The problem being that you have to unpack them to get certain items, and you can't avoid that. So it depends. How often am I going to use that knife? Is it often enough in a situation where I have a surface that I can put stuff down, unpack, pull that out, use it, put stuff back in? Am I going to want to do that? That's one of the appeals of something like this, even though it doesn't work for the solution that I want it to. One of the appeals is I can go like this, get what I want. Everything else stays in place. Put it back. Some things stay in place. So, dog poop bag dispenser. Not a bad everyday carry solution. Not drastically different than this one, which I love. Actually fits more stuff than this one because of the thickness, and it is smaller. But also not an ideal solution. So what do you guys think? I know there's a lot of you out there paying attention to stuff that I'm not paying attention to. First of all, what do you think of the dog poop bag dispenser? Would you do this? Would you pack your stuff in here? Also, you know what I'm looking for. You've seen the stuff I'm carrying. Throw out some solutions for me. Throw out some stuff I haven't seen before. You know, you can skip like I said, all the pouches, like garage built gear and all that stuff that you have to be on a special mailing list and wait for the Instagram release, and then you show up and you better have your Apple Pay connected so that you can order it within the next hour because it's going to be gone. I want something that is available when I order it and when I look for it. I don't want it to be available to me. I want to be available. I said that backwards. I don't want it to be about when I'm available. I want it to be that the product is available when I want it. So Etsy, Instagram, I'll buy off of there's a lot of private companies out there like Blue Ridge Outland Gear. They make a sweet little fanny pack called the Bum Pack that I looked at. I didn't order it because it's not really drastically different than the thing I have now, which is the Dendrite from VanQuest, and it's bigger. It's too much. Other things, obviously, Maxpedition, VanQuest, these things they don't have. I looked through their websites. I looked at everything available. Nothing fits. The Barnacle almost seems to fit from Maxpedition, but it doesn't fit enough stuff, and it's not the ideal carry because it's like a really awkward square or cube, I should say. What other things did I look at? I looked at Helicon Text. I looked at their website. I obviously looked at more One Tigress stuff. I looked at all of the random things that are on Amazon from companies you've never heard of. You know, these $15 items. I looked at Viperade. I was considering one of the Viperade V16. I thought that might work because it's got double zipper, and I think maybe the Swiss would fit in that pocket. But I'm not crazy about things with the tools external. There are a few things I want external like this, but I'm not crazy about stuff with outside patches because then you have to worry about where you put them, what direction you hold them, what pocket you put them in. I don't want to pull my thing out and realize, oh, my Swiss Champ fell out and I don't know where to go. I want it contained. So, throw out some solutions for me. Let's see what you guys have to offer. Also, actually, before I get out of here, I've been doing a lot of these videos mostly focused on EDC stuff because that's where a lot of my interest is now. But I would like to start doing some other stuff, just working in some other products and so forth. Nothing completely, I'm not going to start reviewing computers or something like that. But, something like that might be interesting to review because this thing's pretty neat. What other things do I have sitting around here? Nothing. I might want to talk about this watch band one time. It's pretty neat too. So we'll just have to keep our eyes open. As you can tell, I'm still sticking with the unedited thing, which allows me to click stop on this and then click upload almost immediately. Makes a big difference on me producing videos. And some of you said you like the raw, so thanks. Leave some comments about this. I'm putting this out there because I want to see what you guys think. I'm looking for a solution. This is almost perfect. It's funny, but it's almost perfect.